What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 16, The Naked Truth. So we start off with Robin. She's wedding dress shopping, and she invites Giselle and Ashley. So when Ashley shows up, she cannot wait to tell Giselle about what went down in Mexico on their last night there between Wendy and Mia. So Robin's in the back trying on a dress, I guess, and it's just Ashley and Giselle. And Ashley says to Giselle that their last night in Mexico, Candace, Ashley, Mia, and Wendy, they all went out. Mia was admiring Wendy's physique and or her lady parts, because supposedly Wendy had flashed her and Mia flashed Wendy, and one thing led to another. Ashley says then they left together. So Giselle obviously was eating all of this up. Now Giselle liked it because it was very titillating tea, but you could tell that Giselle also didn't like it because it made it seem like Wendy and Mia were now good. Now Wendy and Mia, they did talk it out in Mexico. I don't know if Giselle knew that or not, but they did talk it out in Mexico. And when Ashley was telling Giselle how Wendy and Mia had this, intense flirtation thing going on, you can just kind of see the wheels turning in Giselle's mind. Like she was already trying to plan how she can throw a wrench in Wendy and Mia's reconciliation, because Giselle hates it when women get along, especially when it's women that she doesn't like, i.e. Wendy, or getting along with other people that she does like or that she can tolerate, i.e. Mia. Now, when Ashley was just chomping at the bit to tell Giselle this little tidbit, Ashley, we've seen this throughout her whole entire stay on The Real Housewives of Potomac. She just loves going from flower to flower, flower to flower, spreading gossip, like a busy little gossiping bee. And she's like a little mini Giselle, like a Giselle in making, a little baby Giselle in training or something. The way she loves to spread rumors and gossip about other people. But when people spread rumors and gossip about her, she can take it. She can dish it and she can take it. So so Robin comes out, whatever, we see her damn dresses. Giselle then asks Robin why her mom is not going to be at the wedding, and Robin says that she hasn't told her mom that her and Juan were going to be getting remarried. Now, I thought she had told her mom, but I think what I'm remembering is when Robin had brought up to her parents the possibility or the idea of her and the homie remarrying, and her parents did not like the idea. They were not crazy about that crap at all. And so I guess maybe that's the reason why she hasn't. Look, y'all, she doesn't want to tell anybody that she's getting married. She's getting married somewhere far away to make sure that nobody shows up. Everything is so top secret. She doesn't want anybody there, just her and Juan and the kids, and that's it. Nobody else is invited. Some faraway land. Then why are you getting married? Because if anything, I would think that if they were going to do this the second time around, they would want to make it bigger and grander than it was before, because now they have more money and they can have things done exactly the way they want it. Whereas the first time they got married, they were not where they're at financially right now. And so you would have thought, and then, with it being on, if it was going to be filmed on the show probably would have, paid for all of it or some of it to help with the expenses of it. And you would think that she would want to have something big, and especially if you're going to go through a prenuptial agreement. Her and Juan have been knowing each other for so long. They've been together for over 20 years. And still you want to get a prenuptial agreement? Because I can see prenuptial agreements with people that haven't known each other for almost 30 years. I can definitely see that. But her and Juan know each other like the back of each other's hand. And you still feel the need to get a prenuptial agreement. Well, we find out later maybe there is a reason why she shouldn't trust Juan. Anyways, but we'll get there when we get there. So then they talk about the bachelorette party, and Robin says that she doesn't want Karen or Wendy there. And I feel like she definitely doesn't want Karen there for sure. But I felt like with the whole Wendy thing, I think it was more Giselle that didn't want Wendy there and not so much Robin. Moving on to Karen and Wendy. So they're meeting up for lunch. Ashley FaceTimes them, and Ashley tells them that there's this bachelorette thread going on amongst the women, but Wendy and Karen were not included. So obviously they're not invited to the bachelorette party. So Wendy was confused. She was like, I don't know why Robin would not invite me to her bachelorette party, because I thought me and her were good. And this is, where she realizes it's not really Robin, it's more so Giselle that doesn't want her there. And Wendy even says something like, it's usually the person that the party is being planned for that has control of the guest list. But in this case, it's the one throwing the party, Giselle, that has control of the guest list. Well, yeah. Whatever Giselle wants, Robin's going to give it to her. So moving on from there, we get to Mia. Giselle comes over to Mia's house, and you know, Giselle, she's not really there for any kind of social visit because she really doesn't like, Giselle doesn't like anybody but Robin. Okay. She doesn't really care for anybody but Robin. So she was not going to stay there too long with a lot of chit chat and small talk. So as soon as she showed up, she got right down to the nitty gritty, and she was like, well, you know, Ashley told me what went down between you and Wendy at, in Mexico. And Mia didn't deny it. She definitely confirmed it. She said that her and Wendy flashed each other. And I think she even talked about how Wendy had touched her in a certain area. And so Giselle was like, ooh, so she didn't even deny it. She confirmed it. So it must be true. Really excited about this titillating team. Moving on to the bachelorette party. So the Sprinter van comes to pick up everybody. Mia and Ashley wore the same exact bodysuit. That was hilarious. Now, when Giselle and Robin were talking about the bachelorette party and planning for it, they said that the attire was going to be like very, very sexy. Like if you're going out with your girls, you know, y'all going to be going out to the clubs and the bars, how you would dress in that type of situation. Everybody understood the assignment except for Robin. Everybody was wearing some form of purple, some shade of purple. Candace had on black, which was fine. And then here comes Robin in a lime green suit. I missed the memo. Why was she in a lime green suit? How does that coincide or complement purple? Why wouldn't she wear purple herself, or white, or black? Why was she wearing a lime green suit? And she looked very Mother of the Bride. I didn't understand what the hell was going on with what Robin was wearing. Whatever. So Charisse says that she feels some kind of way that she's not the one throwing Robin the bachelorette party, because, you know, to hear Charisse and Robin tell it, they're like the best of friends. They're very, very, very close. And, you know, but it's, you know, this is the Giselle show. So Giselle's going to take over everything. Moving on from there. We take a break from the ladies and we see what Karen is up to. So Karen wasn't invited. So Karen is in a business meeting with Ray and whoever else. I don't know if this is a distributor or a retailer or somebody, and or an investor. I have no idea. So she's in a business meeting about her damn candles. And so it's a 3-wick or a 4-wick. And I'm like, girl, let's just get to the 10-wick. Let's get to the 10-wick and the 20-wick. Let's just get it over with, because that's what you're leading up to anyway. Moving on from there. So we're back on the Sprinter van. And on the van, Mia said that she and Wendy had also kissed and they fondled each other. So she's adding more to the story. And whatever. Now, what shocks me about Wendy and Mia is, if anything went down at all, which, you know, we still have yet to hear Wendy's side of the story, but if anything went down between Wendy and Mia, what surprises me is that Wendy carries herself in such a way that you would never expect her to act like a drunk sorority girl. Like, you would think that Wendy will always have her wits about her, even when she's out with the girls and drinking, that she would still somehow not go too far to where she has lost all inhibition and is doing all kinds of things that she doesn't know that she's doing, because she carries herself in that way. Now, Mia and Ashley, I can definitely see it. Robin and anybody else, I can definitely see it. But Wendy, I never would have seen this coming, that she'd be flashing other people and then, you know, getting up close and personal with Mia. Now, I don't know if this is something that Wendy did deliberately, or if she got too intoxicated and then Mia was like, you know, she saw an opportunity to make something happen between her and Wendy, either to later on embarrass her, or because she herself has been having feelings for Wendy or whatever, some type of curiosity for Wendy. I don't know, but I never would have seen it coming from Wendy. The fact that she's got all these PhDs, she makes sure that everybody knows she's not Wendy Osefo. She is Dr. Wendy Osefo. If she's a political commentator, college professor, she does all these things, these admirable, highly academic type of things. But then she lets herself go when she's out and about with these women, half of them who don't even like her. I was just surprised about that, if it's even true, because like I said, I don't know what Wendy's side of the story is. So they arrive at the strip club Everybody's having a good time, throwing money at the strippers, eating lobster and steak, drinking, just having a really good time. And Robin says in her confessional, I've been at strip clubs before, you know, no big deal. I always go to strip clubs, blah, blah, blah. Me and the homie were always at the strip clubs. I was like, girl, we know. You don't have to tell us. We know. Charisse then asks Ashley about her divorce. And I'm thinking to myself, Charisse, we're having a good time. Why are you bringing up such a heavy and serious topic as Ashley's damn divorce? So Ashley says that right now, her and Michael are in a really good place. They're getting along. They're very good at the co-parenting. And then somebody asked Ashley, are you seeing somebody else? Are you dating? And Ashley said that she was, but then Michael didn't like it, so she stopped. And then Candace says, well, Michael was at Chris's restaurant with another woman. And so then Ashley gets upset, you know, she gets emotional, whatever the hell. She's like, I don't understand why Michael just can't tell me. Why can't he just tell me that he wants to see other people? I'm fine with that. Why can't he just be honest with me? Whenever Ashley goes into some type of emotional tirade or some type of histrionics about her divorce, I just don't buy it, because I don't think Ashley really cares. Ashley knows that she's probably about to get paid, you know, with her divorce settlement. She's going to get a good chunk of change. She may not get exactly half, but she's going to get a decent amount, at least, maybe up to half. She knows she's going to get something out of this divorce. So her, you know, bellowing and boo-hooing about her divorce and acting so confused, like a damsel in distress. I just don't know what to do. I'm going to be a single mom. I don't buy it. I think she's happy that she's going to be getting a divorce. She's going to be living her life the way she wants to live it, seeing wherever the hell she wants to go. She don't give a damn about Michael being with another woman, another man, where he was, what he was doing. I don't think Ashley really cares. She didn't care when she was married, so why would she care now? So then Charisse tells all of Karen's business. She talks about how when her and Karen used to hang out, Karen was wilding out. Karen was out there. Karen was for the streets. Okay, she was for the streets. Charisse says that when they would go out to different places or establishments, you know, Karen will go into the bathroom with the workers of that particular establishment and get down and dirty in the bathroom. That Karen would get drunk and just sleep with anybody who was willing. Anybody was fair game. Karen was for the streets when her and Charisse were hanging out. And this whole entire time, obviously, Karen was married to Ray. So then somebody said, I think it was Charisse, that said that Ray allowed Karen to do this. He allowed Karen to have extracurricular activities, to see people and do things with people outside of their marriage. This was like an understanding between her and Ray, because Ray couldn't step up to the plate. He could no longer do, you know, his husbandly duties. And so he allowed Karen to have her fun. Okay, so I guess the point of bringing this up is just to, you know, make Karen out like she's some type of a whore, because Karen presents herself as the grande dame, you know, of Potomac, and she presents herself like she's extremely classy, her nose all the way up in the air, looking down on other people, passing judgment on what other people do, accusing other people's husbands of having affairs on them, i.e. Juan, the homie. You know, so I guess, you know, Charisse wants to take off that shine on Karen, knock that damn crown off of her head, and let everybody know that Karen is gutter. Karen is straight up gutter. She doesn't live in a palace. She's not the grande dame of a damn thing. She's just the grande dame of these streets. So here we have it. So I cannot wait to see what Karen's response is going to be. Karen is probably just going to, you know, act like she's above it all. It's not worth a response. Everybody's just so jealous of her. And then she's going to leave it be. She's going to leave that trash right there on the sidewalk and not touch it, look at it, or deal with it in any kind of way. Now, let's have a little conversation about Robin. Okay, the fact that Robin is having this very secretive undercover wedding, the fact that I see no chemistry between her and Juan, her and the homie, ever, Never saw any kind of chemistry between them. I think the most that I've seen between them, I'm not expecting them to have like a full on makeout session on camera, but the most that I've ever seen between them was just like a peck on the lips. There's no type of PDA between them, like, you know, canoodling, hugging, snuggling up to one another, holding hands, arms around each other. It's non-existent. Number one, Juan doesn't film enough. Okay, he acts like he's like the president of the world, and he's just so busy. He doesn't have time to film a single scene with Robin. When you've had doctors, lawyers, like Eddie's an attorney. You've had house husbands who run the gamut of professions. People who you would expect would be extremely busy, but would still have time to film more than Juan does. But Juan is so busy. As a college basketball coach, he doesn't have any time whatsoever to film. So he doesn't even film enough with Robin for us to see any kind of decent interaction between them. There was that one season when Juan was on the phone with another female, and it was quite obvious that this was the female that he was messing around with. He was up in the closet while Robin was downstairs. He was upstairs in a closet, whispering into his phone, talking to another female, saying some very unflattering things about Robin. And when this was brought up to Robin's attention, Robin kind of just blew it off. Then we have this woman that Karen has brought up, claiming that you know, this blonde woman that Juan supposedly allegedly has been seen with all over Georgetown. And when we saw this play out last week, you know, Juan denied it, and, you know, Robin acted like it wasn't true, that Karen was just lying. But now the blogs are talking and saying that there's a possibility that this could be true, that what Karen said might be true, and that there is another female out there. And I don't know where I saw this at. It was somewhere on TikTok, but I don't remember whose TikTok channel it was or TikTok page it was. But somebody had played a snippet of the Reasonably Shady podcast with Giselle and Robin was addressing these rumors about Juan and this blonde woman. And Robin had said that she knew about it, before they even began filming for the season. And she was just bracing herself or just waiting for it to come up in some way. But she said that her and Juan had talked about it and they worked through it. And she knew about it. And I'm like, the way that she acts like she's just has no emotion about this man that she's about to remarry. Okay, you're about to remarry this man. You went through this whole thing of prenuptial agreements, I guess, because you know that he's also for the streets. And so you don't want to lose whatever you worked hard for to the homie and his side piece. So, okay, fine. I get it. Now I get it why you were so insistent on having a prenuptial agreement. But Robin just has like no emotion. So this is what I wanted to say. I've always felt like Robin was probably like a closeted lesbian, to be honest with you. Something about her just kind of gave off lesbian vibes to me. And maybe Juan is her beard. Maybe that's why she doesn't have any emotion when these rumors come up about Juan. And like, she has no emotion about getting remarried. And to her, it's just like a formality. It's like no big deal. There's no romance in this the planning of this wedding. There's no excitement. If anything, she treats it like it's a complete burden for her to have to plan this wedding that she and him chose to have. Everybody else was more excited about the wedding than she was until they found out that they weren't invited. Then everybody lost interest. And maybe that's what's going on. And the fact that she's very close to Giselle, and I'm not implying there's anything going on between her and Giselle, not at all, because I don't think Giselle has those feelings whatsoever. And I don't think that Robin has any type of romantic feelings or attraction for Giselle, but maybe because Robin is just more attracted to or more drawn to that female energy. That's why it's like she's so much closer to Giselle than she is to the homie. And the homie is just, you know, he has his own people to keep him busy. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Juan and the homie to me, Robin and the homie to me are just mysterious. They're very, very mysterious. I don't understand why they just can't stay roomies. Why can't they just stay roommates? Why do you have to get married? Like, for what? I don't understand. You can have contracts and you can have wills and whatever else you can draw up with lawyers when you're worried about, making decisions for your partner, for your loved one, if anything should happen to them, even though you're not legally married, for stuff like inheritance. You can have stuff drawn up to make sure that the other homie is taken care of. I don't understand why you have to get married when you're acting like this whole wedding thing is just, getting in the way of your plans. I don't know, y'all. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't, but I always kind of got that vibe from her that she was probably a closeted lesbian. And why doesn't Robin promote her damn caps, her baseball caps? Because she had on a cap in that one scene where Giselle was telling her about what was going on between Mia and Wendy. Robin had on a baseball cap, but it said reasonably shady. It didn't even promote her company, whatever company it is that manufactures these baseball caps. Like, I don't get Robin. I don't understand her at all. But anyways, it is what it is. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content. Go ahead and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.